Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another review. Today I'm bringing you the video that you all wanted. What I have here is LENOVO Legion 5 Pro with RTX 3070. In this review we'll be talking about the actual specs of this laptop, build quality, thermals and of course performance in each program and game, as well as comparing 5 Pro with RTX 3070 against 5 Pro with RTX 3060, and as well as the base Legion 5 model and Asus ROG Strix G15 also with the RTX 3060. Before we start, I just want to guys thank you so much for all your kind words, and I'm so happy that you like my content. I will try my best to answer all of your questions, and if there will be something that I didn't tell, then just ask in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer it. Also, if you are new on the channel and if you like my content, please leave a like, subscribe, so the YouTube could push me up and we can grow as a channel together. So let's start with the specs. This version has inside Ryzen 7 5800H with 16GB of RAM, RTX 3070 which is 140 watts, 1TB of SSD and 80W battery. In terms of build quality, the top and the bottom of the laptop are made of aluminum and the rest of the laptop is made of plastic. It feels really nice and solid and definitely more premium than the base Legion 5 models, which are all made from plastic. Lenovo is using their soft, polished plastic material, which I like, and it feels nice when you have hands on it. Display hinges are also different now. We have two hinges on both sides of the panel and it looks and feels rock solid. You can easily open your laptop with one hand without any problem, and there is also minimum display flex. Other than that, design of the 5 Pro is really nice. I like the new screen with small bezels and really small chin. On top of that, Lenovo was still able to put camera on top of the screen, so thumbs up to Lenovo for that. On the back side of the laptop, we now see upgraded vents which are different than on the base Legion 5. They really look great in my opinion, but you can't go down all the way like with the screen like on the Legion 5 or Legion 7 because of the new shape of these backside vents. Also, at the back side of the screen panel, now we have Y logo, which again feels more premium to me. You can turn it on and off, but you can't change the colors of the actual light, so no RGBs there. Now let's take a look at the keyboard and touchpad. The keyboard is fantastic, it really reminds me one of those keyboards from Lenovo's ThinkPad series. It's clicky, a bit spongy with a great response time, and you don't have to push them so hard to recognize your click. I think that Lenovo made an amazing keyboard, not just for the gaming experience, but also for the people who will need to work on it on a regular basis. I spent hours of typing on this keyboard and I had minimum misclicks and it was really comfortable. This version has 4-zone RGB backlight where you can change different glowing modes such as wave, breathing and static mode. It's not the brightest light, and on the brightest sun you can see it, but on the night or darker areas you will really enjoy it. All of these light settings can be set on the Lenovo's Vantage application. The touchpad is bigger than on the base Legion 5, it's shifted more to your left side and it's really great. It has movement acceleration, all gestures work fine and it recognizes every single click everywhere you want. It's one piece and hard clicks working from the bottom to the middle of the touchpad. A lot of you guys asking me if there was some problems with the touchpad while I was playing games. Some YouTubers mentioned that they had problems with misclicks while they were playing games, but I had zero problems with it. For demonstration, I will show you how to easily turn off your touchpad while you're gaming. Just go to your Vantage app and turn on the touchpad lock, where you disable the touchpad and you can play your games without any problems. Also, you can deactivate the touchpad with the shortcut Function key plus F10. Let's take a look at ports. On the right side we have USB-A 3.2 Gen 1 connector and camera switch, which was moved from the top of the display. On the left side we have USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 connector and audio combo jack. On the back side of the laptop we now have gigabit Ethernet port, USB-C 3.2 Gen 2, which is also DisplayPort, and it can charge your laptop up to 100 watts, two USB-A 3.2 Gen 1 connectors, HDMI 2.1 connector, another USB-A 3.2 Gen 1 connector, and your power delivery connector. The power brick is massive, it has 300 watts, and I also tried to charge the laptop with a regular 100 watt charger as well as 65 watt fast charger. Don't know why, but a 65 watt was probably not enough and the laptop wasn't charging, and with 100 watt charger I fully charged Legion from 0 to 100 for almost 2.5 of the time that 300 watt charge from the Lenovo gave me. Although battery life was while I was playing the game lasts over 2 hours, but when I enabled hybrid mode, aka Optimus, and lowered the refresh rate to 60 Hz and just watching Netflix, the battery lasts over 9.5 hours, which is really impressive. And let's talk about the display, because the main selling point of the Legion 5 Pro is definitely the screen. It has QHD panel with 16:10 aspect ratio with a G-Sync, HDR 400 compatible, 500 nits and 165 Hz. And I freaking love this display. It has amazing colors, amazing HDR, so the black is really black, and the aspect ratio working amazingly well for me. QHD in games looks stunning, and with RTX 3070 you have plenty of power to have nice and smooth FPS even on a native 2K. But you have also options to lower your resolution to 1440p or 1920 to 1200, which in my opinion looks a bit sharper than on a regular Full HD. But there is one downside of it. Some games might have black bars or stretched image quality. I noticed that just on a few games like on Control or Doom Eternal or Apex Legends, but it's not a big deal, at least for me, but on the other hand it's great that we have options. But there is also a game like Crash Bandicoot where I was playing on a native 2K, but I couldn't choose the aspect ratio, that's why I had black bars on the top and the bottom of the screen. Other than that, laptop in quiet mode is dead silent, and the difference of the fan noise between balance and performance mode is minimum, and you can still enjoy your game with maximum fan speed in performance mode without using your headphones. Another thing is watching movies or any kind of a video. You will still have these black bars, but again it's not a big deal for me, and I would rather have black bars than thick bezels and a big chin in 16:9 aspect ratio laptop. But again, it's only up to your personal preferences and you will either like it or not. And now let's take a look at some benchmarks which I will release in a couple of days. And then, after a few chapters later, we will take a look at direct comparison between these 4 gaming laptops. I also put Zen timings here because, as a lot of you know, Lenovo for some reason gives Legion 5 Pro models slower RAM. Gerard from Gerottext mentioned that getting a faster RAM may increase your performance roughly up to 15 and in some cases up to 20%. But I wanted to show you which performance you will get straight out of the box. And now let's take a look at comparison in a few benchmarks. And now, let's jump right into game tests and see how well the RTX 3070 in a 5 Pro handle few games. And let's start right with CYBERPUNK 2077. So today I showed you just a glimpse of a few games that I tested and compared with other gaming laptops. And what are my thoughts? Legion 5 Pro is one of the best gaming laptops that I've tested so far. It's made from great materials, aluminium top and a bottom are nice touch, as well as Y logo on the backside of the screen panel. There is just one issue with the RAM, and that's why the performance is not as great as some of you may think, and especially with the RTX 3070 and RTX 3060 in Pro versions. It seems like the base Legion 5 had to have faster RAM, because in some games it outperformed the 5 Pro with RTX 3060, but I don't know that information for sure. On the other hand, if you are planning to swap the RAM or you just want to upgrade, you might get up to 15 to 20% boost depending on a game. And then it might be the best, if not the best gaming laptop for the price, at least in my country so far. This version cost me 1,539 euros, which was just 19 euros more than a 5 Pro with RTX 3060. Here you can check the actual prices as well as specs of the actual laptops. Both 5 Pro are 16-inch variants in a 15.6-inch body, base Legion 5 is 17.3-inch and Asus ROG Strix G15 is 15.6-inch variant. So what is my advice and who should buy which laptop? Those were questions you were asking a lot, and I will try my best to answer it now. So if you want just a straight gaming laptop and you want just rough performance with great thermals, then go and pick the base Legion 5 2021 model. It's the same body and build from last year, now with a better cooling system, and it really is an amazing piece of hardware for that price. If you like more Asus ROG Strix G15, you won't be disappointed either. It's also an amazing laptop and I'm in love with how it looks, and the RGB is just top notch for me. But it also has some issues. For example, lack of max switch, that's why the performance is lower than on the base Legion 5, and it might be a deal breaker for some people, or the absence of the webcam. And if we are talking about the 5 Pro, then there are two things. One of it is slower RAM, which we were talked about, but it really depends on what you want from this laptop. I think the 5 Pro is amazing not just for a gaming experience, but also for productivity such as editing videos, working in Photoshop or doing some 3D stuff in Maya, Blender, ZBrush or any other programs. So if you are doing both of these things, then definitely pick 5 Pro, and if you have the budget for it, then pick the one with the RTX 3070. You will have plenty of power not just for editing with a great color accuracy, but also for gaming in native 2K with a great FPS. That doesn't mean that the variant with RTX 3060 is bad, but it might struggle with native 2K in some games. Although editing and working with the 3D programs should be more than fine. And if you are considering 5 Pro with RTX 3060 or the base Legion 5 with RTX 3060, then it's again only up to you. With the base Legion 5 you will have great performance straight from the box, and it will be better than 5 Pro, at least for the time when you will swap the RAM. But you will have only Full HD display without G-Sync and only 300 nits, again 500 nits in 5 Pro. Also the refresh rate in 5 Pro is 165, again 144 in base Legion 5. But if you really want the aesthetics of 5 Pro and the amazing 2K display and you don't mind the black bars for some time, then you won't be disappointed with 5 Pro with RTX 3060 either. So guys, hope I helped you, and like I said, it's always about the personal preferences and only you need to know which one suits you best. More benchmark comparisons as well as gaming tests will be released in a couple of days. If you liked my video and my content and you want to stay in touch, then please leave a like, subscribe and hit that bell so you can stay in touch, and also get ready for another review of Acer Predator Helios 300 with i7 RTX 3070 with 16 gigs of RAM. So again guys, thank you so much, stay safe and see you guys in the next video. Bye.